Hello everyone. So in this video, let us talk about whether you should be using team managed projects in Jira or company managed projects. Now, the answer actually depends on a lot of things, but to give you a simple short answer, I would say use company managed projects wherever you can, wherever you think you need to basically enforce or bring in some kind of standardization. Now, I have seen instances of Jira where companies started using team managed projects, because if you look at the features, or if you look at the benefits of team managed projects, those projects definitely seem very lucrative, because you are in a way not really delegating, but you are actually giving your individual project administrators the ability to configure the project the way they want. Now, this is definitely true, and when the team managed projects came out long back, maybe 4 years ago, it was not really called as team managed projects. It was called as next gen projects, and I tried it. I have been trying it for a while now, and I mean not really for a while, but I tried it for a while, and then I stopped actually using it. But I know, and I've seen instances of Jira where there are a lot of team managed projects, and now they are not massively happy about it. Now, Jira as a tool, if you're new to Jira, in Jira you can do customizations, and this is definitely, and you can do customizations very easily. That is the main thing, and that is actually one of the main reason why people love Jira, because they can tweak it, they can configure it the way they want. But this is also a problem, because when you have a lot of customizations, let us say you have 100 projects in Jira, right? Now those 100 projects, imagine that you have 100 set of configurations. So 100 projects could have, let us say, 100 issue type schemes, 100, not even 100, but depending upon the number of issue types, you could have maybe 200 workflows, and you can have maybe a lot of fields that are probably common. But when you're using company managed projects, you have the option to define the standard, and you are basically in a way defining the standard to basically introduce a common way of working for everyone. I mean, when I say everyone, I'm saying that, let us say, 50 projects will use these set of configurations, another 20 will use these set of configurations, and so on. Maybe you have some mature Scrum teams, and you want all of them to follow same set of configurations in Jira, the same workflow, the same set of schemes and fields. So you basically have a common way to report on those projects. But of course, remaining can have their own, mixed, like not 100% agile, but a mix of, agile plus waterfall, plus some customized process that you might be following in your company. So the idea is that if you are using company managed projects, you at least have an option. I mean, of course, you can always mess up your company managed projects as well, but or your instance with company managed projects, but at least you have an option. But when it comes to team managed projects, you're basically giving this power to do whatever your individual projects want to those project managers, and it might be a good thing, but only use team managed projects maybe in selected cases where for sure that particular team is not really going to fit into all the other existing schemes that you might have, right? So I'm not really saying that don't use team managed projects. Use them, of course. It might be beneficial for some teams, not all the teams, but for some teams it might be beneficial. But be careful about it. Don't just if you're a Jira administrator, or if you are someone who is responsible for basically promoting Jira, or you are Jira Atlassian evangelist in your organization, so people look up to you for advice. So don't really try to run away from from basically because if you are a Jira administrator, you might think that team managed projects will save time, your time, because people will not be bothering you. Uh, Definitely, because if they can modify their own workflow, then of course they will not bother you. But at the same time, because it is your Jira instance, usually Jira, I mean, someone owns it, right? Someone owns a Jira instance. If things go wrong, then you're responsible. Now, apart from, of course, the customizations, not all the apps or not all the features in Jira will work with team managed projects. So that is also, one thing that you need to worry about, because when people start using team managed projects, majority of them don't really know about it, right? They don't really know about the difference between team managed projects versus company managed projects. So not all the apps will work as it is, so you need to be aware of it. So if they complain, then of course you need to have some answer for them. Also, I've seen instances, I mean, not really Jira instances, but instances where teams eventually wanted to move away from team managed projects, so they wanted to migrate, and migration could be a problem. I mean, not really a massive problem, but there is some disruption. There is like a decision that you need to take. At what point you cannot really let everyone have their own set of configurations in Jira, and you will eventually have to migrate, because when you have each team doing their own set of configurations, then you have absolutely no way to consistently report on what these teams are doing, because for one team the definition of progress could be different from another team, because the way they work is totally different. So that is tough. Although they are supposed to work in a similar fashion, but no, they are not, because they are using the same tool but in a different way. So in my opinion, I don't really see any reason why I don't really see any good reason why you should not be using company managed projects to begin with. I think that should be the default. Only use company managed projects wherever you can, wherever you think you need to have some consistent way of working. And of course, in a big organization, you will always find one small team where they don't really connect, or they don't really interact, or they are probably a bit independent from other teams, and maybe they need a bit of freedom when it comes to managing their work. But even in that case, you should challenge them why you need the rights to create your own workflow, why you need the ability to create new fields on the fly whenever you want. So whenever you have to, definitely someone will probably say, or they will try to convince you that I need control over my project, and that is why I need team managed projects. That might seem like a valid reason, but you should just tell them, okay, fine, you need your own set of configurations, we'll do it for you. So try to keep control with you wherever applicable, wherever you can, unless it is absolutely necessary. So that is my opinion based on my experience. Of course, I'm sure there are cases where team managed projects will probably make more sense, but I'm yet to see that use case. In majority of, based on my experience, of course, I've been, and by the way, team managed projects are not really new, or not really old, not new. They are fairly new. They are not really like a thing in Jira. And I think Atlassian introduced team managed projects because they probably were tired of everyone complaining about just one kind of Jira administrator, and only Jira administrator can do all the changes and configurations, and maybe they wanted to give teams this freedom. But I'm yet to see a very good, wonderful, well-maintained Jira instance where they are happy with majority of their projects as team managed projects, because company managed projects will keep things on track and within control. All right, that is all I wanted to talk about today in this video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and you learned something new. Thank you very much. Bye bye.